All right, tonight I hope we're hearing a little bit of this.
All the champions, my friends, and we keep on fighting to the end.
So when the Miami Heat won the title here at American Airlines Center, confetti rained down. Will they do that in St. Louis for the Rangers? Will
No,
Major League Baseball do that? They might. I don't know. Okay, did that happen at the ballpark last year when San Francisco won it?
I don't remember.
I don't either. I think I was keeled over a
Devastated.
toilet throwing up.
I think it was devastated.
Oh man, it's just the thing I'm scared of is you feel so good right now. You got a 3-2 lead. You got your bullpen rested. Your lineup's woken up. I think that can change on a dime if you don't win tonight.
Yeah.
We had the momentum. I did not like not playing yesterday.
Yeah, I've heard some people talk about the momentum and how the rain stops our momentum. I don't know about all that. I would like to think that baseball is a game where you have to gather momentum every day out because you play so many games, And I think that that's exactly what's going to happen here. We're going to have to do our best to gain the momentum back, and we can do that.
All right. Well, let's shift gears a little. Let's talk about the NBA labor situation. I've been gathering what I can online and watching the pundits across the dial on TV. Well, there's no more dial on TV, but across the gamut, across the spectrum. And I get every opinion from it's likely they're going to work this out this week to it's really improbable that they're going to have any season this year. And depending upon who you listen to, and these are all credible guys, you'll hear everything from one side of the spectrum to the other and in between. I'm not getting a good feeling for this. What's your thought?
I'm not getting a good feeling for this either. I was listening to my buddies on Pardon the Interruption yesterday, and they were talking about how some of the big name players, LeBron, Wade, are not playing in. There's an international All-Star game this weekend,
Okay.
and they're not playing in the international All-Star game. And the thought might be they're not playing because
They don't want to get hurt?
They don't want to get hurt because the season's coming.
Okay.
And so I've heard that, but I've also heard the total opposite. That they've walked away from the table so many times. They're supposed to cut 2 weeks. Last week they didn't do it. Another sign of possibility, but another sign of maybe not. There's a lot of signs going on, and I'm not a sign stealer. I just want the facts. I just want to know what the deal
Yeah.
is. But as far as I'm concerned, it's going to be a long, long, lonely winter. I was just thinking about this, dude. Are you ready for this? The Rangers clinch the World Series tonight. Okay? What sport do we watch during the week? Anybody going to watch hockey?
Well, I will.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I'm just saying, anybody going to really watch hockey?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
There's nothing on.
Well,
There's nothing on.
Yeah.
Football once a week.
Basketball is the
College
thing. See, I don't
football's
agree.
going away.
I don't agree with that old saying that the NBA season starts at Christmas.
Oh, no.
That's ridiculous.
No.
I keep hearing that on ESPN. I heard Skip Bayless say that. Man, bull honky. Guys like us, everyone we know is fired up about the NBA from opening night and before now.
Mm-hmm.
And that is your weekly sports product,
Exactly.
College football's ventured into that territory somewhat, with Thursday nights. You got Thursday, Saturday, some even bleeding into Wednesday and Tuesday. But yeah, you're right. Now, don't look now, but the Dallas Stars are undefeated.
Exactly.
Now, check this out. Mavericks are the reigning NBA champions.
Mm-hmm.
If the Rangers win, they'd be Major League Baseball champions.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Stars off to an unbeaten streak.
True.
And the Cowboys, the Cowboys.
Well, really, to be honest with you, all the Cowboys have to do is make the playoffs. Yeah,
Yes,
that's all they
exactly.
really have to do is to make the playoffs, and the Stars make the playoffs, and this is Title Town.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and actually, I can't think offhand of a number of other cities. If the Rangers are able to win the World Series, we would have a title in all four major sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Dallas Stars won it. The Dallas Mavericks won. Of course, the Cowboys have their
the
history.
Cowboys won? It's
So,
been so long, I forgot.
who else can you say that about? Boston? Yeah.
Probably Boston. I'm
Red
not
Sox, Bruins.
Bruins. Well, it took how long
Patriots.
did it take the Red Sox to do that?
Well, yeah. Well, no. I mean, they had their titles back in the
Yeah, well, back in the days, but I mean,
but-
how long in between? But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
But it's
And
rare air. It's rare air,
Yeah.
and
Wow,
it'd be
that's
pretty
true.
cool to be here. So uh, the Mavericks, if you follow what's been going on with them in the off season, which is basically nothing, I think are poised to have another great season. I mean, and here's what I said about the Rangers this year. The national attention was given to the fact that Cliff Lee didn't re-sign with us. So you had these idiots on TV talking about, well, I don't see the Rangers repeating as division champs without Cliff Lee, not knowing that he didn't help a whit in terms of winning the division.
No.
Yes, he really helped us get to the World Series last year. Didn't help. Won the division without his services, basically. I think he contributed 3 wins, and that's 3 wins in half a season that other pitchers could have gotten. I said we're better in center field, we're better at catcher, we're better at third base, we're better in the bullpen. All that happened to a team that won the division and got to the World Series.
Exactly.
Okay, the Mavericks somehow won the title with their second best player being out, Caron Butler,
all year.
Roddy B being out. They look to add those 2 guys, don't they? Or is Roddy B still injured?
No, I think his pride maybe a little bit so. I don't see anybody wearing those free Roddy B shirts
I mean,
anymore.
the
except me.
Mavericks were so beat up at the
Yeah,
end.
they were. And Dirk was hurt in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Dirk hurt his thumb. To me, the bottom line is you're right. And there is no way on the face of this earth any team in basketball last year, if you take any team, name the team, would have won the championship with their number 2 scorer out for the season. None of them.
And at that, a great defender.
Sure.
You know?
Is Miami going to win without Wade?
No. Or LeBron.
Right. Are the Lakers going to win without, well, I guess you can take your pick.
Kobe.
After Kobe.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
After Kobe.
Yeah.
Is Boston going to? No, nobody's going to win with their number 2 guy out. And clearly a number 2 guy. I mean, this guy at the beginning of the season last year was lighting it up. He was really playing well, averaging 14, 15 points a game. Now, the whole team concept came together. We had a couple of people arise and show us something last year. But still, our number 2 guy was gone.
Well, and you got your up-and-comers in the Western Conference, but a large balance of power has shifted, some to the Eastern Conference. But, I mean, look at this. The Spurs definitely are old, okay? I think they had the best record in the league last year.
Yes, they did by 8-10 games.
But you get to the playoffs, and you got your 8 seed running all over them with athleticism, speed, jumping ability. So the Spurs are falling out of the mix. You got the Lakers, who the Mavericks swept last year, who they aren't getting any younger.
Nope.
They aren't getting any better.
Nope. Yeah, and that team chemistry ain't getting any better either.
Yeah. I mean, the Mavericks are in a good spot to really keep this window open for a couple of years, I think, they're really entering the years where Dirk, if you want to say it's about time for him to lose a half a step, yeah, it is. But they're also entering a phase where he could lose a half a step and that not matter. With the changes they've made, with the things they've added, I look for them to be title contenders for the next couple of years.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. Look at what they did again this year, hurt without Caron. And Caron's back. They're going to add a piece. They got a couple of people to sign, and I think JJ somebody need to sign. And
what's the status of Tyson Chandler right now?
Tyson Chandler, he still hasn't been signed either. But yeah,
I mean, they can't do anything right now.
Right, they can't. But I mean, there's a couple people that we got to re-sign. And if we don't, Cuban will go out and get somebody else who can handle that spot. I mean, I think the only must sign is Chandler. I think JJ.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, those 2 things are, you definitely give the weight to Chandler. And remember that Haywood was hurt in the playoffs too.
Sure.
So real quick before we get out of here, let's touch on the Cowboys. They evened their record at 3-3 with a thrashing of the Rams.
Yeah.
That's what they're supposed to do. I can't believe anyone would be complaining about that. I mean, you got a bad team and you basically beat them down. They're right there at 3-3. 3-3 is no reason to give up hope on the season.
No.
There are some positive signs. The most positive of which I think has not been focused on by anyone is the fact that they have managed to maintain a 500 record through the first 6 games of the season with an absolutely piecemeal, thrown together, inexperienced offensive line. Now is when they should be coming into their own as playing as a cohesive unit, having some experience. Yeah, they've even been more beat up, but if they can survive the first 6 games, I look for them only to get better in the next 10. So you're looking at, hey, you got 10 games, go 7-3. That's not out of this world, and you got a good shot at being in the playoffs.
Oh, without a doubt, and
that's all you got to do in the NFL.
Is get in, right?
Is get to the playoffs.
And
Ask the Packers.
And that's enhanced this week when they play Philly. If they can win that one, I think it's a no-brainer that they're in. For no other reason than they are a relatively good team. Just think we're talking about 3-3. If it wasn't for a blocked field goal and a blocked punt and an interception here and there by Tony Romo.
Oh yeah, 5-1 easily.
5-1.
Yeah.
They're a good team, and they did all that without, like you were saying, putting this offensive line together, giving them some experience and giving some ability to do something in front of Tony.
All right, well, we got to get out of here, but we want to thank you guys for being with us. We again want to thank our sponsors, the Michael Group, Verge 379, and Red Morning Light. We want to also invite you once again to check us out, DallasSportsandMore.com. Follow us on Twitter, Dallas Sports and More. Facebook, Dallas Sports and More. YouTube, Dallas S&M. We will be with you next week again with another edition of The Truth. And until then, watch the Rangers win the World Series tonight, and we will be back with you next week.
Everybody do the wash.
Coincidence? I think not.
11, perfect.
Do you hear a